Hello, welcome to FPL Focus. It's me, Livesey Lovesit, and it is wildcard time. Final draft. And there's some news out this morning that Steven Bergwijn could well be starting up front today for the Netherlands. Davy Klaas is going to be dropped to the bench. I'll go and have a look at some of those sources in a moment. But let's just have a quick look and see, because I've had a bit of a fiddle with my team from when I did it, 2 days ago now? Or was it 2 days? Excuse me, cup of tea. Make sure you get your brew. I'm not going to rush into anything here. I've got my microphone on, haven't I? Yes, I have. Say hello. Hello, Joshua. How you doing, mate? Good to have you back on board. Made a few changes to my team, lad. So, what have we got? Let's have a look. So, who's gone out? Well, the big one for me was I just thought I can't turn the music down a little bit for me. Just can't go without Messi. I can't go without him. It's as simple as that. I had 3 million in the bank, and I did have Ramos up front, but I can't go without Messi. When you look at his stats and just how the Argentine fans seem to have really got behind Argentina, I've not quite seen it like this before. Well, obviously before, but not for a few years. So yeah, I just can't go without Messi. Simple as that. So he's in my team instead of Ramos. What else have I changed? I've taken out Luke Shaw, who was on my bench to come in at the end of the week, and I brought in Roman Sace at this moment in time. Possibly somebody who might get on the end of a header, but maybe somebody I might sacrifice. He's not a shoo-in by any stretch of the imagination at this moment in time. I brought Militao in. I've gone triple Brazil defence with Alisson in goal, thinking they're up for the first game, and if they don't get clean sheets, then I can drop them. I've got Costa on my bench as the goalkeeper. I think he's the second favourite, really, to keep a clean sheet in this round. And I've also brought in... Who else have I changed? I brought in Rabiot for... I think it was Fernandez, was it, from Argentina? So, yeah. Hello, Penguin. How you doing, mate? Good to have you on board. I hope all is well. You've sold Mbappe this week. That's brave. Are you English by any chance? I'd have 5 England players too. I think you might be English, mate. I think you might be. It's coming home. Good. Well, I hope for you it is, mate. I really do. But I'm Welsh, so I'm just supporting. I'm supporting Brazil, to be honest with you. Yeah. Listen, mate, whilst I've got you on, listen, do you live in Liverpool? If you do, I'm based on the Wirral. If you fancy doing a video together at some point, I'll come to your place, or you come to mine. Come and sit in the shed here. Plenty of room for a spare person. Got a chair just there as well. Let me know, mate. That'd be great. So yeah, that's my team as it stands. But let me share with you some things on Twitter that have made me think. Some comments I've had. You're from Wales too, mate. Where are you from? I'm originally from Old Colwyn, born in St Asaph, Josh. I grew up all over North Wales, though. Denbigh, I lived in Denbigh, lived in Mostyn, lived in Old Colwyn, Towyn for a few months as for juniors. We maybe went to the same school at some point. Who knows? If you're 45, that is. Right. Anyway, let's have a look and see what's been occurring in the world of Twitter this morning. I've got a few things to share with you guys. So first off, I'm going to give a shout out, and I said I would too. I've done some retweeting of some stuff. Right, first off, let's share this. This is Fancy 22. I know a lot of you liked the one for Matchday 3, I think it was. I'm not sure if the man did one for Matchday 4. But this is a list of his players, and I like this. This is somebody else's opinion. Regular viewers will know I don't come on and say sign this person, get that person, they're the best players to have. That's not the way I work. I like to gather opinion on people. I like to garner. We'll do some polls if we've got something that we want to discuss. But this is somebody's opinion on people's to have in your team, and he starred them in a nice way for people, and obviously one opinion, but there's a list of players. I think most of us are looking at most of those players, to be honest with you. put in the comments now if there's anybody missing on there. Obviously, we're now looking at Bergwijn, who could well be playing up front tonight, with Gakpo in the hole, which is great because Bergwijn's classed as a midfielder on this, and Gakpo's classed as a striker in the game. So it's all going to be about pace and hitting on the counter, I think, a little bit more so, up against Argentina. Tell you what, I cannot wait for the football today and tomorrow. What great games we've got lined up. Honestly, I can't wait. You know, I can't really predict either who's going to do what. I think Brazil are probably the ones I would stick my hat out, you know, thing on the, what is it? The balls on the chopping board, whatever. Brazil, I think, are going to definitely win. That would be my prediction, absolutely. But when you get to the other three, I keep switching between. Is it going to be an upset, a Portugal going out to Morocco? They've looked great, or was that their big game in the last one? So it's, for me, that's sort of 50-50. Portugal probably the favourites for that. I think they are. And then when it gets to Netherlands, Argentina, again, I think that can go either way. I think it's going to be goals for definite. So yeah, that's the investment to be had there. Anybody who's going to be goal scoring, and I think England, France. God, it could be a 0-0, or it could be a cricket score either way. We get an early goal, opens the game up. Then I think it'll go. You know, it could be 3-2. You know, 4-3, something like that. Could even go to extra time and penalties. It's going to be a tough game, I think, for England, that one, and for France. Very difficult to predict. But if we get some of the most attacking players we've got them in our team, then great. So yeah, thank you very much, Fantasy 22. Let you know, I did say I'd share this in my video. Quite interestingly, I've had a quick look at it. I've got Alisson and Costa. Obviously, I've seen this afterwards in my team. Who else have I got? Marquinhos. I've got Militao in my team at this moment, but this is going to be one for the lineups once they come out after 2 o'clock this afternoon. I think I want Danilo, to be honest with you, but I ain't got enough money for him, so I might have to go and bring in Sosa. I'm just going to put the heater on, it's a bit cold in here. So yeah, Pepe, I think he's up there for you know, his attacking returns. Morocco haven't scored many goals, but they've been great in defence. So maybe a Portugal defender is the one. I don't know. I've got Guerrero anyway. I can't see myself doubling up on them though. Although it does look like Dalot might start ahead of Cancelo. That's the word on the street. Because I'm down on the street, you know it is. I wish. Maybe 25 years ago. And then we look at the forwards, and straight it's all the Brazil forwards, but I wouldn't be playing the three of them. To be honest, I've got Richarlison as the striker. Hopefully he'll be involved in the most amount of goals that Brazil score today, and I'm hoping they get a hatful. I've got a message here from Synthesis. How you doing, mate? Thanks very much for joining the stream. You're torn about taking out Messi and Mbappe out for Neymar. Mate, it's a proper tough decision, isn't it? It's a proper tough decision. Shall we, just for you, mate, if you're still on the stream, I'm going to put that on a poll. Which premium forwards should we be? Because I think Kane's an option, to be honest with you, this game week. And he did start off in my team. Those of you who were on the last stream will remember. So let's start a poll and see if I'm getting it right. See if what you guys think as well. So best premium forward. So we're going to put in Messi. Be an interesting one, this. Neymar. Because I have talked in the previous videos how there are options for both Messi and Neymar in terms of Alvarez for Argentina and Richarlison for Brazil, who do free up funds, but maybe as these games get a bit tougher, maybe that's when these guys really come out and shine. We shall see. Kane and Mbappe Is this the one where he blanks because he's returned so well, or is he just absolutely on fire and he's gonna, mad not to go without him? I think he's the top scoring points player in so far in the World Cup, isn't he? Fantasy World Cup. So there we go. There's a poll for your best premium forwards. Let's see how that works out, Synthesis. If we go back and have a just quick look at my team, see who I've gone for. I've got Mbappe and Messi, and then I've almost deputised, if you like, Richarlison for Neymar. I'm quietly confident in it. Maybe I watched a couple too many videos last night. I watched Richarlison's story on 442, how he ended up getting his first professional contract with a one-way ticket and all that sort of thing, and how they've been planning this for the last 4 years, to win this World Cup. That's been the aim since they went out, since they lost to Belgium in the last one. This has been their primary focus, is getting to this World Cup and winning it. So, and he's scored a couple of crackers, hasn't he, so far? That overhead kick, and he's ex-Everton, and I still have a bit of a love-in for Richarlison. Yeah, I think he's going to do well today. So, and the good news is, maybe I am just a bit biased because he's ex-Everton. If he doesn't smash it today, obviously we can move the captaincy. Then comes the debate this afternoon. Do we move it on to Messi for tonight, or do we save it for Mbappe for the last game? It's a tough one. But hopefully Richarlison grabs a hat-trick today and it's just not a debate. That's my hope. As you can see, I've got Foden and Saka on the bench and Rabiot, but I do want to get in, I think, Steven Bergwijn. Now, let me have a look on Twitter. I've just had a message off my very good friend Harry Travo Audi, on Twitter, who direct messaged me about this. What is it working? Click the button. So, according to AD, Steven Bergwijn will start up from tonight and Cody Gakpo will be the number 10 of Davy Class. And that was a tweet by Dutch Football. So I just asked him, does he know if they're reliable or not? And then he said back in October last year, they won a bronze for Best Club Content Creator International. So that's a really good award. International's the whole world, obviously. So, seems like a reliable source, or fairly reliable source anyway. And it's all over Twitter. So I'm going to have a look at that now. Thanks for sharing that, Harry Travo. Really do appreciate it. Wouldn't mind your input in a bit. I'm going to go and do a poll shortly on the best Brazilian defenders to have. So if that's something you're interested in, once this premium one's finished, that's my next option. My next poll. Don't think I can run two at the same time, can I? No, I can start a question and answer, but no. Somebody else, guys, if you are into Twitter, I said I'd give a shout out today to, where's my tweets? Fantasy World Cup Tortoro, I'm not quite sure how you say it, because he is bang up to date, sharing information on a regular basis. This guy here, I think it's a guy, to be honest with you, and this is something I want to ask him about in a moment. He's right up to date, 57 minutes, 3 minutes ago. You got Ajax, AFC Ajax, somebody else tweeting it. He's just like constantly on top of everything that's information that's coming in. Great person to follow. That's a great... let's have a look at this one. Expected goals created conceded per 90 at the World Cup. I've not seen this, so this is a new one. So created, highest, we're looking at France, Brazil, Argentina, Portugal. And then England, a little bit less. So, yeah, I think we're right with the Messi and the Neymars, Richarlison's, Mbappe's, maybe Ramos. They did brilliant in the last game. I don't think Moroccan attackers are somebody to be looking for. This is conceded up here. So they're not conceding many opportunities either, Argentina. Or haven't done... This is so far. Obviously, they're up against the different teams today. We have to take this as what it's been, but look at the fixture, and that's something I've been very guilty of. Hence why I mention it very often. I think I look at these and go, right, they're the ones to have, without fully considering the fixture and the two teams against each other. Where the weaknesses are in one team and whether the person, you know, might be a weak left back, for example, and a really strong right winger in one team, and you know, I need to look at those a little bit more. So if anybody's got any nuggets of information like that, then please do share. But that's interesting, isn't it? Portugal have got highest goals conceded, so should be good for a clean sheet, to be honest with you. Looking at this, and Morocco not creating very much at all. I wish they were the first game. I wish they were the first game up. But yeah, they're not. So that's an interesting one. So yeah, give this guy a follow if you want to stay up to date with any information, because it's just keeps coming up, just keeps flowing. You know, this was first thing this morning. Saw some great stuff on there. Let's go back to my team. Let's see if we can fit in Bergwijn then. Don't forget to vote on the poll if you've just joined, guys, about the best premiums. There's Synthesis asked the question. He's thinking about taking out Messi or Mbappe for Neymar. So, I mean, can you afford... Do you want to put Richarlison instead? Have you got Richarlison already? Are you planning to double up? Are you in the league so we can have a look at your team, mate? Or do you want to send me a copy of your team on Twitter? I've got a direct message here. Is this off anybody? That's one of these new message requests. Don't you just hate those? Don't you just hate them? Right, let's see if we can get Bergwijn in then. How are we going to do it? Right, how much is... So players I'm willing to sacrifice, I think, are Rabiot. So I can't go straight from Rabiot. Let me just make this slightly bigger. So we get the list down the side. There we go. So if we look up Bergwijn, I think, if I remember rightly, he's 7.5... Oh, 7 million. Okay. So he's 7 million. I've currently got Rabiot, who is 6.5. No money in the bank whatsoever. So I can't do the straight swap. Oh gosh, what am I doing on there? Let's close that down. This is getting me images. So I can't do a straight swap. So I've got to sacrifice another player, which I think it's worth it, to be honest with you. But which one do I sacrifice? Now, how much is Militao? Marquinhos stays. He's 5 million. How much is Sandro? And he's 5 million. So that's a straight swap, so I don't get any money there. I really want to stick with Casemiro. I had him in the last game. He blanked, and I think he's due another assist or something along those lines. I really do. I just really, as you can see, I've got 5 Brazil players in my starting 11 here. And 3 players to come in off the bench as well. Who should I sacrifice? I really want to stick with Foden and Saka. Although I could obviously sacrifice one of those. How much is Saka? Saka's 8 million. So I could sacrifice Saka and bring in Jude Bellingham instead. Ah, you're not in the league. Oh, shame, mate. It is closed now. I closed it after the group games. But if you wanted to send me a picture, like a screenshot, send it direct message to me or just tweet it to me. I am FPL Livesey Lovesit. Sorry, at Livesey Lovesit. FPL Livesey Lovesit is my name. I don't know what you call these things. Yeah, more than welcome, and we'll have a look at that, mate. I like to do these sorts of things. If you just don't join the stream, please do get involved in the poll for best premium forwards. Interestingly, one player is absolutely smashing it above all the others, and one player, I'm not going to tell you who, I'll share this in 2 or 3 minutes time, and then we'll do one for Brazil defenders, because that concerns me, and if it concerns me, maybe it concerns you as well. But one player has none. So yeah, get your votes in. 2 more minutes and I'll share that poll with you guys. Who should I sacrifice? Let me start a question and answer. Can I do that? I can do a question and answer at the same time as a poll. So who, and I've not done one of these before, who should I sacrifice for 0.5 million? I'm happy to give up Rabiot, like I say. He was like a late addition based on an article I read from All About FPL on Twitter. Great account to follow. Our good friend Harry Travo writes for them as well. Who should I sacrifice for 0.5 mil? Question. Start Q&A. So I've got a Q&A and a poll going on at the same time. Wow. This is like modern technology at its best. Sip of me tea. So, let's share the poll then. That's 2 minutes up, I reckon. Last chances. Best premium forward. 10 seconds. Oh, we've got neck and neck here. If you haven't voted, get your vote in now, because we've got a neck and neck for the top best forward. Can't have a neck and neck. Let's have a little puff on me vape. Come on, I need one more vote. One more vote, and then I'm going to finalise it. Right, no, I'm finalising it anyway. That's it. Right, end poll. Interestingly, where's it gone? I don't want to see the questions. We have Neymar at 40%, tied with Mbappe as the best forwards for premium. Interestingly, Messi at 20%. This was 10 votes, by the way. Oh, it says at the bottom there, yeah. And Harry Kane getting 0% of the votes. See, I think he got that goal, and I think he could be onto a couple of, onto scoring in this one, to be honest with you. But we'll see. Maybe he's going to be that a little bit deeper. I don't know. It's a tough one. But Mbappe and Neymar are, the favourites. See, my way of thinking, Synthesis, you're saying you've got Richarlison already. My way of thinking is just spread it in case there's going to be an upset in this. There always is. I think Brazil are the safest, so I can see why you want to bring in Neymar and have Richarlison as well. I think they are the safest bet out of all the teams that are left in it. Let's have a look at the odds. Where are the odds at? Oh, I tell you what, there was Grace Note. Let me go back on Twitter. Did I retweet it from Grace Note earlier, or did I bookmark it? I bookmarked a couple of things. When's this? November the 30th. No, let me search for it because it's a really good diagram. It shows you who are favourites, because not everybody, as I'm sure, is on a wild card like I am. So you're building, some of you are building teams, I would imagine. What do you mean, people? Grace? No. Oh, Grace. Lummy neck. Can't type. That's it. Grace Note Live. So they shared this morning. Let's have a look at this. World Cup predictions. And as you can see, France is 51%, England 49%. So it's that's pretty much there or thereabouts, isn't it? Going to go either way, that. Portugal 59% and then 41%. It's very close this side of it. And then they're predicting that Portugal and France are basically going to go head to head, and Portugal will be the ones to knock out France. Just about, again, another very close. Talk about sitting on the fence. But that just shows how close it is and how difficult it is to predict, and hence why I'm trying to spread my team about, not just go all in on one team. Fixtures today, so we're looking at Argentina are the favourites up against Netherlands. I'm not quite so sure it's that high, to be honest with you. I'm not quite so sure it's that high. And then Brazil, massive favourites, 70% against Croatia. I did read on that article from All About FPL. Let me share that with you, because I do like to share these things. I'll let them know later. But they are a great people to follow. So that's interesting. So, you know, if you're looking to... You're not on a wild card like me. Brazil look like the team to sort of back. Sagar, Nike, hi Paul, Casemiro or Paqueta? Give me a second. Give me a second. Because I think that's covered in this article I'm just about to show you from All About FPL. Really good, interesting one. Look, as you can see, 47,000 followers. Great article here. Matchday picks from their scouts. And I think Casemiro and Paqueta is in this one. I think if you've got the money, and again, just my opinion, anybody else wants to comment on this below, then please do. I think it's Paqueta who's getting more into the box. I was talking about that yesterday with somebody. But I've got Casemiro in my team because he's £1 million cheaper. So the scouts picks. So this is the second set of opinions we're looking at. Obviously, we looked at Fantasy 22's recently. His chart that he's done, but there's a bit more information in this one. So they've got Costa as their first choice goalkeeper, and then Nopper as a good 4.5 budget pick, who's done quite well. I'm just worried about Messi with Nopper, to be honest myself. Like I said, this is all about opinions. They've gone with the double up above Marquinhos and Militao. They're saying Sandro's close to returning to full fitness, in which case he could be a great option. Absolutely fantastic. We've just seen before that chart, Otamendi at 5s for Argentina. Maybe I should have brought him in my last team when I brought in Milano, or whatever his name was, because he got an assist. We did have a vote on this poll, and everybody said Otamendi, and I didn't listen to that. Luke Shaw was in my team, but I've taken him out as yet. So far, this is chances created amongst defenders. So Hernandez has created the most, and then Shaw comes next. Obviously, Alba's out, and then Guerrero, who I have in my team. They're saying Guerrero's a standout pick. That's nice to know. He's got 1 goal, 6 penalty area touches, and 5 chances created in the World Cup. Morocco, and this is the sort of thing I'm looking for, which is great news. They've also conceded 41 crosses from their right flank, which is the 4th highest amongst all teams at this tournament. This is great detail. Great detail. They've got Dumfries in, who had a great outing, as it says here, in round 16 with 1 goal and 2 assists. Maguire, I did have Maguire in at one point in this wildcard team at 5.5, because I do think he's got a header in him. I loved his little run. I messaged me mates like Twinkle Toes, Harry Maguire. Never thought I'd see him like doing that little dribble. Didn't it just look out of place? Funny, it did make me laugh, that one. But some great stuff here from these guys. That's penalty area touches. I think João Cancelo, by the way, has fallen out with his boss, Santos, because what I was reading, I can't remember where I read it from, I do apologise to that person, but he's saying he doesn't understand him, how to play him, what position to play him in. And that's because Pep Guardiola's an absolute genius, isn't he? Let's be honest. None of us know what Pep's up to. Then midfielders, their first pick, Bruno Fernandes, 2 goals and 3 assists in just 3 games. It looks like Ronaldo's not going to start. I don't think he is. That'll be my take on it. Let me know if you think it's any different. But yeah, I think he's a great pick up against Morocco. Certainly if they get a penalty, he's on penalties, free kicks. And we know when Bruno's on fire from playing for Manchester United, before Ronaldo arrived, that was. And if he's not looking likely to play, he can be the main man. He could have definitely got another assist in that last game, without a doubt. Not sure about Di Maria. And Klaassen looks like he's going to be on the bench now as well. Forwards, Mbappe, 5 goals, the most big chances, the most penalty box touches, and the most shots inside the box. So, synthesis. in your question, if you're going to take anybody out between Messi and Mbappe, I think Messi is the one to take out for Neymar, if that is what you are going to do. Your choice though, mate. Your choice. Interesting to see how that pans out for you. It's going all in on Brazil, isn't it, basically? Like, I've got 5 of their players at this moment in time. Richarlison, 3 goals from 3. And this is their team that they came up with their full picks. So just, like I say, another opinion. If any of you guys watching are content creators and you want to share your opinion right now, then, yeah, send it to me on Twitter. Captaincy choices, great. We shall run a poll in a moment for captaincy choices. Sagar, great shout that one, mate. That was in my back of my head to be doing. I've personally got, at this moment in time, Richarlison as my first captain choice. Hopefully he smashes it and I don't have to worry about it. But then for me, I think it's going to be a toss-up between Messi and Mbappe if he doesn't return today. Hopefully he does, and you know, bags a hat-trick or a brace, and then that's it, job done. So yeah, that's another one. So support these guys, give them a follow, all about FPL, let them know you heard from me. And I shall send them a message later, because that's gold dust, that sort of thing, isn't it? On their own website. There they are, all about FPL. Let's have a look. I've got a notification. Let's see if it's one of you guys sending me a message. Somebody followed me. Shaquille, are you on the stream, Shaquille? All right, let's have a look if anybody's answered me question about who should I sacrifice for 0.5 million. Nobody. That's not a problem. All right, let's go and do a poll then for captaincy. Great shout, Sagar. Throw your names in now into the comments. Let me just change that back. You don't want to see my notifications, do you? Throw the names in now in the comments if you want me to change them. But I shall tell you, I'm putting in Richarlison, because I think a lot of people are going for him as a budget option. Messi. Add option. Mbappe. And then I'm going to put in Neymar as well. Let me know if you think that should be any different. We've got, I've just been talking about Bruno Fernandes as well. Obviously, goals for midfielders, 7 points, and defenders. So yeah, if you think, let me know. I'm going to start a poll now for captaincy. Richarlison, Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar. I'm going to start it in 10 seconds, unless anybody says, no, get rid of that person. Put this one in, please, Paul. My thinking was Richarlison to Mbappe if I didn't move Neymar in. Right, let me just ask, putting this poll up. And I'll just talk about that. So you think Richarlison to Mbappe. Well, I think Mbappe is a great choice if you didn't move Neymar in. Okay. It's tough, isn't it, mate? It's a tough one. Why would you be thinking that? Let's have a share. Right. Let's get voting on this poll then, guys. I'll run it for 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm still trying to figure out where to raise 0.5 million. How much is Danilo? I want to do a Brazil defence. He's 5.5. He costs more again. Should I take the money out of Rabiot? What do people think Rabiot's going to do? He got mentioned in this. Why did I saw it in this article, actually. Which made me think. Right, Rabiot has had the most shots inside the box amongst midfielders still in the World Cup. Okay, he could be a great budget option, just 6.5. He's capable of making those late runs inside the box and getting those goals. He already got 1 goal and 1 assist to his name and has good underlying numbers. 6 shots inside the box, which is second amongst midfielders, and 1 big chance created. 16 penalty box touches, second amongst mids. Yeah, I think Mbappe's going to perform. Shaq Boy, thanks for sharing that, mate. Much appreciated. Are you from France at all? Are you biased? But yeah, that's why I've got Rabiot in, based on some of the stats that he's been putting out. I'm not interested in Perisic. up against Brazil. Although if you do want to go Croatia, I think he is the one to go for. Or should I be sacrificing Rabiot up against England? Please tell us the 5 best midfielders for this game week. Well, hopefully, I've got them in my team. I think Fernandes, without a doubt, is number 1. At number 1. I think Bergwijn is going to be, if he's going to be playing up top against Argentina, I think he's probably number 2. And then I've got Foden and Saka for me. And then Casemiro's a bit of a punt, to be honest with you. I had him in my team the last game. I've had him a couple of times. You're from Jamaica and support Brazil. Brilliant, Shaq boy. Just about going to end this poll shortly, and I'm going to do one for Brazilian defenders. I'm assuming you've watched all of their games in the lead up to this, not necessarily. So it'd be great to get your opinions on which Brazil defenders we should target. I think Marquinhos, for me, is the one I will be staying with. But then it could be any one of Militao, Sandro. I'm not going to be going Silva, I don't think. That's not for me. Danilo, depending on who's playing. But maybe Silva is the best one. Got an assist in the last game. So I think it's Marquinhos' turn. I couldn't believe that assist to Richarlison. Both of them on the edge of the area. Almost like midfielders. It was just mental. Absolutely mental. So yeah, right, let me have a go and see if I can get this 4.5, get this Bergwijn in. What do you think? Who should I be sacrificing from my midfield for him? I think Foden and Saka I need to keep, or is that a bit too all in? Bear in mind, at the end of this game week, because I'm playing my wild card, I am going to be transferring my players during that last game between England and France, transferring them out for the ones I want to start with at the beginning of next week, because it's unlimited transfers and using what's known as the wildcard hack. That's the plan. So I am literally attacking this game week. So have a sip of my tea. Mouth's getting a bit dry. Right, how many votes have we got on this captaincy poll? Interestingly, one person has got half of the votes. There's a clear favourite at this moment in time. It's been going for 4 minutes, so I'll run it for another minute and then I shall bring it on. Just have a look in the comments. Oscar, welcome to the stream. Listen, guys, if you are new to the stream, new to the channel, then do hit the subscription button. And I do these a little bit ad hoc. I've got 2 little children, and I try and fit them in where I possibly can. So hitting that notification bell if you want to join in, which is what I want you to do, then please do. That'd be great. I was on 192 subscribers before the stream. Would be lovely if I could get to 200. Let's have a look and see where that's at the minute quickly. Won't be a second. Thank you to all my new subscribers, by the way. I seem to have got quite a few new ones during this World Cup. I'm up to 195, so I just need 5 more of you to hit that 200. That would be lovely if I could do that before the end of this stream. Absolutely lovely. I still don't know who to take out. I think it might have to be Sace at Portugal. He's a 4.5 midfielder, and maybe I'm just going to have an enabler in Borna Sosa for Croatia. Maybe. He was the last person to come in, to be fair, into that defence. And then that'll give me an extra 0.5 actually as well if I do go Sosa. And then I can upgrade Militao to Danilo or Sandro, depending on who's playing. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's do that. Tell me if you think I'm mad, by the way. So, transfer. So he's in now. So I've now got an extra million, and I'm going to go Rabiot. 7.1 selected. Happy days. Oh, poll's interesting. What, we're on 7 minutes for the poll. 1 more minute. So Bergwijn is in. Confirm for Rabiot. Let's bring him in off the bench because he's playing today. Sub on for Mbappe. Yeah, he's playing tomorrow, isn't he? Just don't like leaving Mbappe on the bench. Don't feel right, does it? But that's the way to do. That's the way to play this game. Sosa's up against Brazil. He's my enabler, isn't he, basically? He's my enabler. Right, let's share this poll then. 18 votes for captaincy selection. And, interestingly, Richarlison tops the chart at 44%. I suppose he's the only out-and-out striker out of all of these that is, like, playing in that number 9 role. And for Brazil, very much so, what I've seen so far, and correct me if I'm wrong, Shakpoy, Brazilian, or anybody else, he's playing very central. Let's have a look at his... it's got very warm in here. Let's just have a look at his heat map. But I'm pretty sure he's playing very central. So I'm just using SofaScore. Hate the fact that it says Tottenham Hotspur under his name. Hate it. But what? Was it too quick then? Right. So is this the World Cup? So yeah, this is the World Cup. So not as very much central. He is dropping out to the left wing a fair bit. And out to that, he's sort of, but he is right up towards the top. Obviously, this is his defending, so he's not dropping deep, looking for the ball massively. Very central. Let's compare him to Neymar, who you'd imagine with his license to do what he wants, run where he wants, his will be all over. Oh, very much towards the left-hand side of the pitch for Neymar. Getting in the box, though. Very much getting in the box. Expected goals 1.61. Only played 2 games. Obviously, he's been injured, hasn't he, for some of it. So should be back to more fitness now. He is the penalty taker as well, to be fair. Oscar just mentioned that. You don't think Bergwijn is starting? Well, unless you've seen this morning, there has been lots of tweetage about this. Let me just go to my messages. And it was a Dutch football, I think it was called. My good friend Danny Travo messaged me about this morning. And this tweet here, according to AD, don't know who AD is, Steven Bergwijn will start up front tonight and Cody Gakpo will be the 10 instead of Davy Klaassen. A lot of people saying that Paqueta should be in your teams. I think over Casemiro, he is the player getting more forward into the box. But Casemiro's shooting from distance. And that ball, correct me if I'm wrong, that ball seems to travel faster than any football I've seen in recent years. Seems to be good. So yeah, based on this tweet, and I did ask Gary Travo, was it, are they a reliable source? And he said this came to them. They got this award back in 2021. We won the bronze for the best club content creator international, and that was all about Dutch football. And they have got 25,000 followers. So hopefully, very good source. Hopefully, a very good source. And it is one of those, we do have the option that you are going to have available, or we are going to have available going into this game week, ability for, I think, is it 6 transfers? I think it's 6 transfers, isn't it? And obviously, we're now in the quarterfinals, so you can have 5 players per nation. Quarterfinals, 5 transfers once the game week kicks off. So, options if your player is not starting. Very different to regular FPL. Anybody who watches FPL regularly, in terms of, you know, once your team is set, it is set, isn't it? Let me just see if I've made it to 200 subscribers so I can have a little jig. Just refresh that page. 197. Go on, 3 of you. Hit the subscribe button and, like I say, the notification button, because my content is generally going to be live streams. So we can do all together. So, right, let's have a look at... we said we were going to start a new poll, didn't we? For best Brazilian defender. Because I think we're all going in on Brazil, aren't we? Do I need to put Marquinhos in this? Are we all? Is he number 1 choice? He is for me. But I don't want to take your votes by putting him in away from it. It's the second one I'm looking for. Best. I'm going to put second. Because we don't know who's going to start yet. We can run this again once we've got the lineup after 2 o'clock. I'm going to go for some lunch, by the way, shortly. And then probably come back on at about 10 to 2. Probably straight after this poll. So, Militao. Danilo. What's his name? Oh, God. Just call me Mr. Forgetful. Pressure of being live. Silva. Just that great player, you know, that you can easily forget. Oh. Danilo, Militao, Silva, Sandro, if he's playing. So this will be an interesting one. Quite a few of you on now. So, best second Brazilian defender. Comment if you think Marquinhos isn't the first one, please. Best 8 million. Let's go and have a look at some of the comments. Vinny or Neymar? Neymar for me out of those two on penalties. I don't think Vinny's a bad shout though, but I think because he's a forward in this game, I think Richarlison's cheaper. How much is Vinny? Who's that? Junaid? Thanks for joining in, my friend. Very much appreciate you joining. If I go midfield, like forwards, 10.5 million for Vinny. With Richarlison on 7.5. So for me, it's, you know, between Vinny and Neymar, it's Neymar because he's on penalties. So yeah, hopefully that's, you've said, correct me if I'm wrong, Oscar. I've shared that tweet with you. Up to you, obviously, make your own mind up. I'm putting him in my team at this moment in time, based on that. Okay, you've seen that, brilliant. So Tenzin Namgai, Adhikiri YT channel. I'm assuming that's YouTube. Thanks for having you on board. Which is Oscar? Which is the best defender from the English? For me, I'd say if you're going to choose one of the English defenders for attacking returns this game week, it's between Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire. Possibly he's been getting forward quite a lot. I think there's a header coming from him, possibly. And Luke Shaw does have history for England, coming up with the odd goal, the odd assist as well. Just the assists, only 3 points right throughout, aren't they? But Luke Shaw's 5 million, Harry Guard's 5.5 million. It's one of those, flip the coin. Which one are you going for, really? Oscar Silver for you, says Frederick. Best best Brazilian defender. Okay. Hope you voted, mate. Best £8 million midfielder to replace Olmo. At this moment in time, it's Bergwijn. He's 7 million. He's going to be playing out of position up front, according to the tweets we've just been looking at. I think he's the best instant replacement right now. Hey, Paul, I'm going to go now. Cheers for the content, mate. You're very welcome, Oscar. Thanks for joining. Have I hit 200 subscribers? Let me have a look. 197 up to... It's just refreshing. Still 197. Love it if 3 more of you joined in. Love it if you did. That'd be lovely. 200. Nice round number. You think Ramos from Portugal will get a start again after his hat-trick? Yes, I do. And in my first wildcard team, he was in my lineup. I just couldn't get past the fact that basically playing without Messi. I think he's had the highest XG in the tournament so far. Where did I see that? Might have been on this article from All About FPL again. Forwards. Messi is clearly on a mission, has been putting top performances to take Argentina within 3 wins of lifting the trophy. He's got 3 goals from 4 games and has had 19 goal attempts, 30 penalty box touches, second most for all numbers, only behind Mbappe. And arguably got an easier fixture than Mbappe this time around as well. Sebastian, good to have you back on board, mate. Thanks very much. Sandro, if he plays. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's about if they play or not. We'll know more. I'm going to run this once the team lines up out again. Like I say, I'm going to go for a break in about 5 minutes. And come back and join you all. Probably about 10 to, and we'll go through the lineups. And I'll make any changes as we need to. So yeah, I couldn't get past not having Messi in my team, so I took Ramos out. I just think, how many is he going to score against Morocco, who have had one of the stronger defences in the team in the World Cup? Is there anything on here about Morocco's defence? They've had a good defence anyway. I know they have. I've done really well. Can I have a look and see on SofaScore? I just don't like going looking for things I've not looked at in terms of comparing teams. Let's go to Messi, Mbappe, Richie. Yeah, that's where I'm at, mate. I'm captain on Richie as well, and then hopefully I don't have to worry about it moving into the rest of the week. Oh, who was I going to look at then? Who was I going to look at? Morocco's defence, wasn't I? No, sorry, Netherlands. I can't remember. I can't remember what I was going to look at. Let me know if you want to look at it. Getting old. Getting old. Right, have I hit 200 subscribers? This is me about to sign off and say goodbye. Make my day, guys. Whilst I'm eating my lunch, I'm going to go and have a lovely Cornish pasty. Aldi's finest, 59 penneth, Kenneth. That's it. If you've just joined and you want to see me team, this is it. I will be back in about half an hour or so. Yeah, thanks for joining me on the stream, guys. Did I start a poll? Do I need to share that before I go? Yes, I do. Let's end the poll. The best second Brazilian defender is, according to you guys watching it, Militao. Where's it gone? Why isn't it showing up? There it is. Militao with 50% of the votes. Danilo in at 28%, Silva at 14%, and then Sandro at 7%. I think that could possibly be down to the fact there's no lineup yet and people aren't thinking he's going to be starting. That'll be interesting to compare once the lineup's out if he does start. So good news at the moment. I am going with the crowd's favourite as my second Brazilian defender. Enjoy it, man. Lovely. Junaid, thank you very much for saying that. I do appreciate it. I really don't want to go because there's I've got 23 of you on board at this minute in time. But I do need to eat and I'll be back in about half an hour. All right, guys, enjoy your lunch. See you in a bit.